Hey everybody, this is Sue Craig, your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States. And I'm here today to show you a one-sheet wonder. One-sheet wonder is where you take one sheet of paper, cut it all up, and then make it into assorted cards. I'm going to show you how to do that in just a little bit. First, I want to show you the cards that we're going to make today. Here's the first one. Second one, third one, and fourth one. They're very easy to cut out and to put together. This would make a nice gift for someone. You notice that those sentiments were not stamped. They are from Share Sunshine, which is a PDF that Stampin' Up! Is selling to benefit those that are helping in the COVID-19 fight. And it comes with 15 sheets, folks. 15 sheets of black and white and colored images and sentiments that you can use to encourage people during this very stressful time. I'm going to show you the 3x3 template. This template can be found on the YouTube video right underneath where it says click more, and you'll see the thing. You'll be able to print it out. So we're going to take this, and I'm going to show you first the paper that I'm going to use, and this is how I have my papers. The paper we're going to use is Peaceful Poppies. I write down where it came from, the 2020 Occasions catalog, and then I write down the colors that are in it. This is a great tool that helps when I pull this envelope of papers out. I know that if I want to use complementary colors for what I have, I can look on the front of this and it'll show me easily what I can use. I marked it 12 by 12 because it originally came in a 12 by 12 packet. I cut them down to 6 by 6. And then I store them in envelopes like this in a drawer so that it's like a file cabinet. We're also going to decorate our envelope flaps, and I'll show you how to do that at the very end. So let's get started. This is the One Sheet Wonder template that I made, and we're going to cut our 6 by 6 piece of paper. But before we do that, let me tell you the supplies you're going to need. You're going to need one 6 by 6 piece of designer series paper. You're going to need card bases. I have 2 that are Blackberry and 2 that are Poppy Parade. And I have a piece of Poppy Parade that's 1.5 inches by 5 1/4. Another one that's 2 inches by 5 1/4. That is 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. And these two are 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. The last 3 are 1 1/4 by 2 1/4. Those are all the layers that we're going to add to the pieces of designer series paper. So let's get started with cutting this designer series paper. I have my little cutting tool here. When you look at this template, you can see, or you can't see, when you look at this template, what you see is that this 6 by 6 piece of paper has been cut in half vertically and horizontally. And so we're going to do our first cut at 3 inches. Okay, here are the 2 pieces. So I'm going to take this one first. And when we look at the template again, this piece here is going to be cut at 2 inches all the way down. We're going to cut this at 2 inches. I'm going to put this piece back, and now we're going to take this sheet and we're going to cut it in half. These are 2 by 3 pieces, so we'll cut this at 3 inches. Here we go. We'll take this piece next, and we can see they're 1 by 3 pieces, so this piece is going to be cut at 3 inches. Half of it's done. Take the other half and you'll see that it's a 3 by 3 piece, and so I'm going to cut it at 3 inches. I'll put this one back down here. This is cut on a diagonal, so I'm going to take my paper and I'm going to cut from corner to corner. And this is sometimes a little bit harder to line up. We'll put those in here. We're almost done. We're going to cut here at 1 inch. The last piece we have, we're going to turn sideways and we're going to cut at 1 inch. And there we go, the cutting is done. Alright, we've got our paper cut and the other supplies that we're going to need. One thing I didn't tell you you need is 8 pieces of white cardstock cut at 4 by 5 1/4. You're going to have 2 pieces for each card you make, one for the outside, one for the inside. So what we're going to do is to put these cards pieces together so you know what you're going to be working with. Let's start putting our cards together. This is the first card that we're going to make. We're going to take our Blackberry Bliss and add it to, we'll add the designer paper to that. I like to get my adhesive on all the pieces. I'll line it up here on the left. Then on the right. And then in the center. And when I do that, I see that I have a lot of room in between. I've attached the white paper to the card base, and we're going to add our strip for the center. It lines up with the white paper. When I do a second layer like this, I add dimensionals to the card. So on the back of these, we're going to put a dimensional in all the corners. I'm going to take my pick tool. It's called Take Your Pick tool, and take off the papers from the back of these. And these can be put into your garbage, and you won't have them all over the house. Well, unless you want them all over the house. Alright, we can put the paper this way, but I like to have things like this on an angle to give it a little bit of distinction there. It's not all straight boxes. I've turned them a little bit. We'll be working on the sentiment in just a while. So that's the first card. Here's our second card. Okay, you notice the first card we used one solid piece of paper to add the 3 pieces to. Another way you can do it is to take your 3 pieces and put cardstock behind them. So that's what we're going to do for this next one. So we'll take our supplies. And again, I'm going to take my pieces and add my tape first. You may want to pick up your paper and hold it like this so that you can center it a little easier. Some people find this way a little bit easier. Other people don't. One way I do my paper aligning is to hold opposite corners. You can do that. I like this way a little bit better because I can see all the sides. Okay, we're going to take our that page. I turn mine as I make a little bit of a line of adhesive in each corner. And again, I hold corner and corner so I can gently set it on here but not push it down, and look at all the corners. There we go. We'll add our Poppy Parade piece. Again, we're going to center that. This is the 2 by 5 1/4 inch piece. We'll take our dimensionals and add them to the back. When I get to the end here of all the dimensionals, I start to use the dimensionals that are here on the side. So I start to take this little frame apart. It usually works better than this. So put one here and we'll put one on the other end. This stuff's really sticky. Okay, those already have that adhesive taken off, so I'll take your pick tool, pull the rest off, and I'm going to try to center these. And I'm not going to push them down, I'm just setting them there to see if I like how it looks. And I know I'm going to need to move them over a little bit. There we go. So this one is done. You know, you can also use your dry embossing around here to fill it in a little bit more. Or if you wanted to stamp your sentiment, you could leave it blank like this and stamp your sentiment down here.